उसको अपनी औकात नहीं भूलनी चाहिए। मुझे अपनी औकात पता है, मैं बहुत छोटा सा आदमी हूं, मेरी बहुत छोटी सी औकात है। इस देश का एक एक आम आदमी टैक्स देता है, गरीब से गरीब आदमी टैक्स देता है। ये भूल गए कि उनकी गाड़ी और उनका बंगला उस गरीब आदमी के टैक्स से चलते हैं। तो बस इतनी जगह लूंगा मैं, इतना ही बड़ा मकान लूंगा और बड़ा मकान नहीं लूंगा, चिंता मत करो।
Good evening and welcome. You're watching this special edition of The Nation Wants to Know. I'm Padmaja Joshi and this is Operation Sheesh Mahal. You just heard the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal talking about how he believes only in living the simple life. Simple living, high thinking. Thodi si jagah, zyada kaam. But what you're about to see is his 45 crore secret of how lovely Dior pearl marble was imported to grace the floors of the Chief Minister's residence, of how curtains were bought in the middle of the COVID pandemic. Some of these were almost 8 lakh rupees each. Not 8 lakh for the whole house. Not 8 lakh to do up his entire office and house. One curtain was for just 8 lakh rupees. Shocked? Don't be, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. In Operation Sheesh Mahal, we will expose to you over the next 1 hour the khas kharcha of a kattar imandar, kattar Aam Aadmi Chief Minister. This is a Times Now Nav Bharat exclusive. And layer by layer, we're now going to show you how from floor to ceiling, taxpayers' hard-earned money was splurged in the middle of a pandemic. And it's all here in black and white. Let me first take you across to expose number 1 of Operation Sheesh Mahal. We show you how money was splurged, and it's right here. Let's take it one by one. First, we have the total amount spent on marble is 1 crore 15 lakh rupees. We've approximated it. 1 crore 15 lakh 790 rupees is the actual amount which was spent on the marble. Now, when something is so precious, it's Dior marble, it has been imported, it was brought in from Vietnam, so naturally to polish it, honestly speaking, perhaps in this much amount which was spent just on polishing, you would perhaps do up the entire flooring of your house. 21 lakh 60,000 was spent only on the polishing of this marble. And that is not all. In addition to this, there was extra marble work that was done subsequently here. So the extra marble work was separate. Initially, you had 1 crore 15 lakhs that was initially sanctioned, and then there was an extra marble work because it's a massive house, 6 Flagstaff Road, the Chief Minister's residence. So there was a bit of a shortfall. You thought, all right, let's get in some more. Almost 2 crores subsequently being spent, which brings us to the final expense that was done on just the flooring, just the marble flooring that was done for 6 Flagstaff House, and it comes up to a whopping, hold your breath, it comes up to a whopping 3 crores 33 lakhs. Here you have total spent on marble initially was 1 crore 15 lakhs. For polishing, 21 lakh 60,000 was spent, and in extra marble work you had another 1 crore 97 lakhs being spent, which adds up to a whopping 3 crores 33 lakhs 88,000. Can you even imagine 3 crores simply on doing up the floors? Now let's show you in black and white where this expense has come from. Here you have, right here, the initial, here the Dior pearl marble. Can we please show the document? The Dior pearl marble stone for flooring, 1000 square meters, is right here at 1 crore 15 lakhs. You have it right here, 1 crore 15 lakhs. This is where we have it in the documents. And in the polishing, 21 lakh rupees right here has been done. So this is where you have it in documents. This was sanctioned by the Public Works Department of the Delhi government in the year 2020. Now that year should strike a note with you. Why? Because that is when the first wave of COVID hit, and that is when all of this money was being sanctioned. This is just part one of the amount that was sanctioned for buying the marble. The question simply arises. Now think about it. All of us, and nobody is questioning whether the Chief Minister should have good flooring. Of course, he is the Chief Minister of Delhi. But if you want to get in marble, India is known for some of the most beautiful marble. Rajasthan, Makrana marble, some of the most beautiful mansions have got marble on their floors, and it is brought in from various parts of India. What was the need to get this Dior pearl marble all the way from Vietnam? Was there a specific audit that said that no, only Italian marble must be put on the floors of 6 Flag Staff House? That any other marble will not be perhaps safe enough? Was there a structural audit that was done? These are questions that I'll leave to you. So this is part number one. Now let me come to part number two. And we are talking about, it's a curtain raiser of sorts, because now we are going to talk about the curtains that were put in the house. Here you have sheer curtain with fabric, curtain track and motor with track for both curtain, first floor plus balance of ground floor, that is middle room, office room, already sanctioned. This is the sheer curtain that was sanctioned. Total curtains, by the way, were 23. Curtains that were put up already in 2020 were 8, and the balance, for which already the budget has been sanctioned, is 15. The total amount sanctioned for curtains is 97 lakhs. So for 23 curtains, almost 1 crore rupees had been sanctioned. 97 lakhs. Of these, 8 were delivered, and these 8 were worth 45 lakhs 58,000. 45 lakhs for 8 curtains. That averages out to more than 5 lakhs per curtain. Wouldn't you love to see, if you are the taxpayer of the country, wouldn't you? I would love to see what a 5 lakh curtain looks like. 5 lakh plus 45 lakhs for 8 curtains. Definitely the taxpayer deserves to know, or at the very least see, what these gorgeous curtains look like. Only 8 were delivered so far. A total of 23 worth 1 crore have been ordered. Now let's take you through each one of these curtains, because you will understand how exotic, how exquisite these curtains are. Cost of first curtain is above 5 lakh rupees. The cost of the second curtain is 6 lakh 22,000 rupees. There is a third curtain which is 5 lakh 69,000 rupees. Now this fourth curtain must, or rather should be really made of marble, or with like gilded with gold or something, because this curtain is 7 lakh 94,000 rupees. In 7 lakh you would get like a whole, I don't know, you would get like a whole drawing room done up in like some very good fabrics. But this one curtain is 7 lakh 94,000. The fifth curtain is 3 lakh 57,000. It's perhaps one of the most poorest curtains. I don't know how they've mixed and matched it. Maybe like a 7 lakh really pretty curtain is paired off with the 3 lakh not so gorgeous curtain. And then a 5 lakh 84,000 rupees curtain, that's the sixth one. And the seventh one also costs about 6 lakh rupees. So that's the breakup of each of these curtains as they have been delivered. Now we are talking about 3 years ago, and assuming that the rest of the curtains would also have been delivered by now. Keep this figure in mind. 1 crore rupees for putting up, approximately 1 crore, slightly less than 1 crore, for putting up 23 curtains. What was the logic? Also remember that when you put in marble flooring, you can argue that, all right, everyone gets to use it. This, remember, is not to be occupied by Mr. Kejriwal alone. God forbid tomorrow somebody else wins, some other party comes in power. The next person who's in the Chief Minister's residence will also make use of that marble floor and, the wardrobes, if you will. But curtains? Everyone changes curtains. People sometimes change their curtain every year. To spend 1 crore on curtains alone. Look at this splurge. How does all of this get answered? Joining us now is National Editor Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan. Joining us live. Madhav, do you have any word on what was the rationale for this exhaustive renovation? Remember, Mr. Kejriwal hadn't moved in. Often what happens is that, somebody else is there. It happens in civil services, it happens in the army. Somebody else has been living there, then you want to spruce it up a little bit. He's already been staying there for a few years by 2020. What was the need of the renovation then?
At the time that these renovations were taking place, we did get in word that, it is the Chief Minister's residence that they do end up having to, accommodate a lot more people. But if we just take a look at these bills, for a party that calls itself the Aadmi party, is this the kind of expenditure that any Aadmi spends on home improvement? And the answer is a resounding no. I was just trying to wrap my head around the figure of 5 lakhs or 7 lakh rupees for a curtain, and just trying to make sense of how or what really would be the material, or what really is it that would make a curtain that sounds that makes it worth 5 lakh rupees. The most expensive of fabric, the most expensive of workmen even working on a curtain. Really, what could justify the cost of 5 lakh rupees, and what really has transpired over here? This is a very
reality check. 5 lakh is not even the most expensive. The most expensive one here is 7 lakhs 94,000. Almost 8 lakh rupees for a curtain. Must be amazing fabric, I have to say.
Well, absolutely. That's the whole point that I'm trying to make, that, we have heard of home improvements, we have heard of lavish expenditure, at the taxpayer's expense. Mind you, all of that happening from a party, as I was mentioning, which calls itself the Aadmi party, which had promised time and again that its ministers would be staying in flats, and their frugality is something that they have advertised time and again. But all of this happening in the midst of COVID is really what raises the entire issue of propriety when it comes to this entire story. And that is the reason in public interest that we are putting it out. Remember that this is a time when Delhiites were struggling for beds, they were struggling for oxygen, they were struggling for platelets, they were struggling for medicine. And at a time like this, we have this kind of lavish expenditure, tranche after tranche of expenditure, 7 crores, 1 crore, 9 crores, all of these tranches that are coming out for this kind of a luxury splurge as far as the Chief Minister's residence.
Just out of curiosity, were there any complaints raised about the condition of the house which necessitated this kind of overhaul, Madhav?
Well, that is normally the case, Padmaja, that very often that they do cite the fact that the house is not in good condition. But even if there was some kind of reason for improvement, what can justify these kind of massive bills? That's a question that the Aadmi party will have to answer the people of Delhi, where they have been elected. It is on the basis of the public expenditure, public exchequer, that this expenditure has been occurred, and therefore it is incumbent for somebody who's a people's representative to come and explain what really necessitated this kind of huge splurge. Because all of this happening in the midst of COVID raises some very, very serious questions.
Yes.
There's a huge amount of back and forth between the centre, between the state, about setting up, these massive temporary COVID facilities. There were a huge one at Chhatarpur, I beg your pardon, which had been set up, and that too saw a lot of back and forth between the centre and the state about resources, about how the state had only limited resources and they need the centre's help. What about the resources that were then being poured into the Chief Minister's residence? And was that not in a way taking away from what could have perhaps gone to the common man in Delhi? These are some very important and some very basic questions that the Aadmi party will have to at some point respond, because it raises very, very serious questions about the kind of governance, about the kind of promises that have been made and what has ultimately been delivered by the rulers of Delhi.
And here you have it. Here you have it. This is the document that shows very clearly the kind of expenses that were done on the curtains. We've come just to point number 2 of the kind of expenses that we are talking about. This cannot be denied. This cannot be shrugged off, because it is all here in black and white. And at that time, Satyendra Jain was the PWD minister, if I'm not mistaken. And that is the time. It is the timing, really. That's what we are talking about. You've seen the kind of splurge that was done on renovating the Chief Minister's residence at 6 Flagstaff Road in itself. And we're saying this again and again. There is nothing illegal. But the question raised is about the positioning that the Aam Aadmi Party itself has done. Time and again, the same party has gone out and said, अरे सारे नेता चोर हैं, अरे इनको देखो टैक्स पेयर का पैसा खा रहे हैं, अरे बड़े बड़े बंगलों में रहते हैं, अरे ये तो हमारे पैसों पे पलते हैं. But the same people can argue that this bungalow will be used by all the future chief ministers. The shocking thing is the timing of this expenditure. When Delhi, along with the rest of the country, was in the throes of COVID crisis, it's at that very time that this money was being sanctioned and spent on a swanky upgrade. All the time when the Aam Aadmi Party was saying, we don't have the wherewithal to give oxygen and vaccines for people of Delhi. Crores were being spent on marble flooring, on a dresser, on curtains. The question is about propriety and priorities. The period between 2020 and 2022 is burnt into the memory of Delhiites. Queues of people seeking oxygen, beds in short supply, migrants fleeing after running out of money and food. At the time, something else was happening in Delhi. A renovation, a refurbishment, a redo. And it was being done for the man who runs Delhi, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. What's shocking is that when Delhi was suffering, money was being pumped into beautifying the Delhi Chief Minister's official residence. On the 1st of September 2020, the Delhi government sanctioned 7 crore 91 lakh rupees for the CM's residence to be renovated. This is when the country was battling the first wave of COVID. On the 8th of June 2021, an additional 1 crore 64 lakh rupees was sanctioned. This was when the second deadly COVID wave was at its peak. Remember, it's at this time when Delhi faced an acute oxygen crisis and migrant exodus. A third tranche of 9 crores 9 lakhs were allocated on the 22nd of October 2021. At this time also, the fight against COVID wasn't over. For a party that has emphasized frugality as its calling card, this splurge and its timing is mind-boggling. What was the need for such major spending? What was the need for such expensive marble and carpets? What was the need? What was the urgency? The question then is simple. In the middle of a pandemic, what was the priority of the Delhi government? To save lives of the Aam Aadmi or to upgrade their own lives? Bureau Report, Times Now. And that's a question that should be answered by the Aam Aadmi Party and the Delhi government and the Chief Minister, not to any channel, but to the people of the country, to people of Delhi, the taxpayers of Delhi. These are legitimate questions that they need answers to. Now let's come to part 3. You've already seen the marbles and you've seen the curtains. Now it's time to take a look at the carpets. Carpets generally are an expensive proposition. Mostly people who are discerning, they will not buy things which are synthetic. The discerning people will go for woolen carpets. But you know what are the really premium kind of carpets? Hand tufted. Just like any other handmade thing, they are way more luxurious, they are soft, they are made of wool, and they are also way more expensive. Obviously, for the Chief Minister's residence, the very best was brought in. Not 1 or 2. You had a total of 6 hand-tufted carpets that were ordered. They were put on the ground and the first floor, and a total cost of 19,89,000 for 6 hand-tufted carpets was incurred, which again brings it to an approximate of 3 lakh rupees per carpet. Nothing but the best. Now let's take you through the individual carpets, and this is fascinating. For anyone who loves interiors, you know, when you really go out on a limb, and all of us, everyone's home proud, right? You're all house proud, you want to have the very best for your house. When you really want to spend, you would perhaps say, I'll buy a 20,000 carpet. Kashmiri carpets, by the way, which are hand tufted, would come to say about, maybe a lakh. But these have to be really quite something, because the first carpet, some were put on the ground floor, some were put on the first floor. The first carpet is 5.53 lakhs. The second carpet that was used in the house was 3.95 lakhs. The other one was for 4 lakhs. The fourth one was for a total of 6. So the third carpet was 4 lakhs. The fourth carpet was also 4 lakh rupees. The fifth carpet was in the same range, but slightly lesser. It was about 1.62. This was, more like an Aadmi type carpet, 1.62. And the sixth one was the cheapest, a mere 76,000. A pittance, 76,000. So that is the total that was spent, but it all comes down to 19,89,000, 20 lakh rupees, which are spent just on carpet. Just to put things in perspective, in 20 lakhs in a tier 2 city, you would possibly get an LIG flat. 20 lakh rupees is not a small amount. You could get an entire LIG flat in a tier 2 city. But here, we've got 6 carpets. Operation Sheesh Mahal already being noted all over the country, questions being asked. Let's get in the first reaction that we're getting right now from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Let's listen in.
केजरीवाल ने अपने बंगले के ऊपर 44 करोड़ 78 लाख रुपए खर्चे हैं सिर्फ रेनोवेशन के लिए। इतने में तो कई गरीब लोगों के सिर पे छत लग जाती। ये आम आदमी पार्टी नहीं है, ये खास आदमी पार्टी है। इस पार्टी को अब महल में रहने की आदत हो गई है, बड़ी बड़ी गाड़ियों में घूमने की आदत हो गई है। ये जो खुलासा आज हुआ है, ये स्पष्ट दिखाता है कि ये आम आदमी नहीं, ये खास आदमी है। आम आदमी का सिर्फ लबादा उड़ा हुआ है।
All right, Pragya is joining us live now. Already we've got the first reaction coming in from the BJP. We are also told that the local district president of the BJP in the area where there is the chief minister's residence has also reached the spot. Over to you, Pragya. Is there any reaction yet from the Aam Aadmi Party, from the BJP?
We are yet to get the reaction from Aam Aadmi Party, but Padmaja, also for a leader who got elected on power, on promise of not having bungalows, not taking cars, it seems to have reached a point where he doesn't even, don't just only need a bungalow, but he need a palatial and upgraded one. There are charges of impropriety, ethical behavior, obviously not misappropriation of money, but unethical conduct. CM Kejriwal had harped on austerity for a very long time and putting other political parties in dock over misusing taxpayers' money. We still remember how he waived documents over documents saying that the then Chief Minister, late Sheila Dikshit, had 10 ACs in her bungalow, and how, he also had named Nitin Gadkari for so many reasons. He had to apologize for making unsubstantiated charges on him, and he is the one who said we won't take bungalows, cars or any luxurious item when voted to power for the first time. We still remember the images, Padmaja, when their MLAs for the first time came in autos, scooters and even cycles for that matter to the assembly.
Yes.
That was the kind of the politics that he projected himself for. Let me just put few facts for you here. I was speaking to a very former Delhi government official who had lived on the same road where Kejriwal lives for 30 years, and he told me that against his just across his bungalow, palatial bungalow, is Ambedkar Memorial. It is the place where Ambedkar lived a very simple life, exactly opposite his residence. That was in Tata still now, and it was BJP government. In fact, PM took initiative and repaired and got it renovated and upgraded. Very stark contrast to the politics that he has been propagating and also promising the people. More than all of the political parties, it is the Aam Aadmi voter who must be in the shock today, because they voted them to power on promise of a change Rajniti, a different politics, a politics that is devoid of corruption, misappropriation, and they promised a politics of welfare measures, improving the lives of poor people, and all that has gone down the drain today. With these starting facts, I think the voters are the people who are cheated, who must be feeling cheated today and must be in shock. And also, to put few facts in perspective, the the place where CM Arvind Kejriwal lives, I have been told that it used to be Chief Secretary's home for a very long time, and it has been renovated, expanded. Few of the officers had to, I think, they had to clear the space for the expansion, and also where the speaker lives, Sahib Singh Verma, who was the then Chief Minister, former Chief Minister of Delhi, used to live, and he used to live in a very simple bungalow, unlike the one palatial that we are seeing today. So they have said, but this is the height of hypocrisy that BJP is exposing today. They are also demanding resignation from Chief Minister for ditching their people, the Aam Aadmi. And
here's the thing, Pragya, that people are held up to their own standards. We are saying this right since the beginning, that anyone deserves to be in a house that befits your stature. But every single time that Arvind Kejriwal has spoken, he has said, मुझे तो एक छोटा सा घर चाहिए. बाकी नेता जो हैं वो चोर है, वो टैक्स पेयर्स का पैसा चुराते हैं, ये इतने बड़े बड़े बंगले में रहते हैं, मुझे तो बस एक छोटा सा ही घर चाहिए, मैं इतनी सी ही जगह में रह लूंगा. And then to see that this expenditure is happening in the time of a pandemic, in the time when questions were being asked that, oh, what about PM Cares Fund? Where's that money going? We need more money. We need more oxygen generators. We need more oxygen plants. Vaccine किधर से आएगी? हम जो सारे migrants हैं उनको खाना किधर से खिलाएंगे? That is what needs to be focused on. Stay with me, Pragya. Now we're going to talk about, after the carpet, the marble and the curtains, you come from the CC, you come to the K. Because the kitchen is really the heart of anyone's house. Anyone will tell you that when you've done up your living room nicely, you want to go that extra mile in your kitchen. You want to have, a nice little fridge. You want to have a nice kitchen countertop. You end up spending a lakh, maybe 2 lakhs. When you do like a modular kitchen, for us middle class folks, we're like, I'm going to set aside 5-6 lakhs just for a nice modular kitchen with a nice marble top, a veneer finish. Let's take a look at what happened in the Chief Minister's residence. There are 2 kitchens there. One is on the ground floor, the other is on the second floor. So the ground floor kitchen has an expense of 31 lakh rupees, 62,000. 31 lakhs, 62,000 rupees. That is the ground floor kitchen. The second floor kitchen, though, is slightly better. It's at 32 lakhs, pardon me. Natural instinct is to go into thousands, but sorry. 32 lakhs, 13,000 rupees. That's as far as the second floor kitchen is concerned, which means the total expenditure is more than half a crore. It stands at 63 lakhs, 75,000 rupees. Metaphorically speaking, eating away at the taxpayers' money. More reactions coming in right now from a sitting BJP MLA. The chorus now is growing about an explanation. Will there be an explanation? Was there some kind of crying need of an immediate refurbishment to be done? That, oh, this kitchen is falling apart. It must be changed immediately at an expense of 32 lakh rupees. Let's listen in.
जब पूरी दिल्ली कोरोना से त्राहिमाम थी, पूरी दिल्ली के अंदर लोग ऑक्सीजन की कमी से मर रहे थे, पूरी दिल्ली के हॉस्पिटल्स का बुरा हाल था, तब ये निकम्मे मुख्यमंत्री अपना ऑफिस और अपना घर चमकाने में लगे हुए थे. ये राजनीति में सिर्फ और सिर्फ पैसा कमाने के लिए आए हैं, राजनीति को विलासिता से जीने के लिए ये लोग दिल्ली में आए हैं. अब ये नया घोटाला जो 44 करोड़ रुपए कोरोना काल में अपने ऑफिस और अपने घर के रेनोवेशन पर जो इन्होंने लगाए हैं, जो इनका ये एक्सपोज हुआ है, तो उससे दिखाता है कि दिल्ली के लोगों से, दिल्ली के लोगों के हितों से इनका कोई लेना देना नहीं है. अगर उनके अंदर थोड़ी सी भी नैतिकता है तो उनको इस्तीफा देना चाहिए.
Alright, so the reaction from the BJP MLA there saying that Arvind Kejriwal must resign on the grounds of propriety. Agar naitikta ke aadhar par Arvind Kejriwal must offer an explanation for this kind of an expense. The first reaction now that we are getting the big news being watched all over the country. It's creating tremors all over the country because this is not just about Delhi. It is about the kind of politics and the kind of standards that are set and the hypocrisy within those standards and that politics. First reaction from the Aam Aadmi Party Member of Parliament, Raghav Chadha. Let's listen in.
देखिए, सबसे पहली बात तो यह है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल एक क्रांतिकारी नेता हैं जो आंदोलन से निकले हैं, कोई फकीर नहीं है जो 70 करोड़ का अपने नाम से गड़ा हुआ सूट पहनकर घूमते हैं। पहली चीज तो मैं आपको कुछ फैक्ट्स बता दूं, उसके बाद विस्तार से चर्चा करेंगे। जिस घर की आज आप बात कर रहे हैं, जिस पर इतना बवाल बनाने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है विपक्ष के द्वारा भी, मैं उस पर आपको बता दूं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी इस घर में जब रहते थे, वो घर 1942 का बना हुआ था। लगभग 75 साल से भी ज्यादा पुराना, 80 साल पुराना मकान था, जिसकी छत 3 बार गिरी। उनके माता पिता के कमरे की छत एक बार गिरी, उनके बेडरूम की छत गिरी, दफ्तर की छत गिरी। और जब दिल्ली सरकार के अपने पीडब्ल्यूडी विभाग ने ऑडिट कर कहा कि यह घर रहने लायक नहीं है, इसमें जो लोग रह रहे हैं उनकी जान को खतरा भी हो सकता है, छत गिर रही है, दीवारें टूट रही हैं, इस मकान को तोड़ के नया बयाना बनाया जाए, तब दिल्ली सरकार के पीडब्ल्यूडी ने तोड़ के मकान को नया बनाया। यह पहली चीज। दूसरी चीज, यह सरकारी घर है, कोई अरविंद केजरीवाल ने अपने नाम पे प्रॉपर्टी तो करा नहीं ली। सरकारी मकान है, गवर्नमेंट एसेट है। जो मंत्री होता है, मुख्यमंत्री होता है, स्पीकर होता है, वो सरकारी निवास पे रहता है। यह कोई अरविंद केजरीवाल या उनके परिवार ने हड़प नहीं लिया मकान, अपने नाम पे रजिस्ट्री नहीं करा ली। दूसरी चीज, अब मैं आ रहा हूं, मेरे को बोलने दीजिए थोड़ा सा। आप इतनी देर से बोल रहे हैं, मैं अपनी बात खत्म कर लूं फिर आप बोलिएगा। मुझे बोलने दीजिए थोड़ा सा, मैं अपनी बात रख लूं, फिर बिंदुवार तरीके से आप जो पूछेंगे मैं सारे जवाब दूंगा, आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं। मेरा दूसरा पॉइंट, आज एक मुख्यमंत्री और एक मुख्यमंत्री की सरकार का पीडब्ल्यूडी विभाग अपने मुख्यमंत्री के लिए मकान बनाने के लिए कितना पैसा खर्च करता है, या उसकी रेनोवेशन पे कितना पैसा खर्च करता है, इसको और जगहों से भी कंपेयर करना चाहिए। जब आप इसकी तुलना अन्य राज्यों से या देश के प्रधानमंत्री या केंद्रीय मंत्रियों के निवास स्थान से नहीं करेंगे, तो पता कैसे लगेगा कि जो खर्च हुआ ये ज्यादा है या खर्च हुआ ये कम है। तो मैं अब आपको बता देता हूं, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी का जो मकान है वो फिर से बनाया जा रहा है। उस घर को बनाने का एस्टीमेट लगभग 500 करोड़ रुपए का है। एस्टीमेट से लगभग 2 गुना 3 गुना पैसा खर्च होता है, और तमाम अनुमान ये लगाए जा रहे हैं कि प्रधानमंत्री जी के निवास स्थान को बनाने के लिए 1500 करोड़ रुपए खर्च होंगे। सुन लीजिए, 1500 करोड़ रुपए खर्च होंगे।
All right, let me take this straight across to the guests who are joining us now. Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the BJP, R. Rajgopalan, Senior Journalist, Parvinder Singh Sethi, Political Analyst. Sanju Verma, I want to ask you first, because we had the Aam Aadmi Party Member of Parliament saying right now, Mr. Rajgopalan, that प्रधानमंत्री भी तो अपना मोदी महल बना रहे हैं, उस पे भी तो खर्चा होता है संजू वर्मा। So let me ask you first on him saying when you make Central Vista you say it's public good, when Mr. Kejriwal renovates his house you call it a dacoity. Why?
Padmaja, let's be very clear. Let's not compare apples with oranges or apples with watermelons. Arvind Kejriwal had no business spending 45 crores on the renovation of his residence at the expense of honest taxpayers. Point number 1. And point number 2, you know, ये जो हमेशा अरविंद केजरीवाल अपने आप को नरेंद्र मोदी के साथ कंपेयर करते हैं, so let me remind him that the Central Vista project, the decision to have that up and running has been upheld by none other than the Supreme Court. And let me also remind Raghav Chadha, who seems to be deliberately ignorant, that way back in 2012, Jairam Ramesh, the then Congress minister, had written to the then Speaker Meera Kumar saying that the existing Parliament building does not comply with Seismic Zone 4 requirements. And the current Central Vista building, after renovation, will comply not only with Seismic Zone 4, but also Seismic Zone 5 requirements.
So that's why Raghav Chadha is saying that हमारी भी घर की छत गिर रही थी, इसीलिए हमने रेनोवेशन कराया।
मुझे एक बात बताइए, घर की छत गिरने पर आपको 20 लाख के कारपेट लगवाने की क्या जरूरत थी? घर की छत गिर रही थी तो छत की मरम्मत करवा लेते। पूरे घर पर आपने लगभग 50 करोड़ टैक्स पेयर का पैसा क्यों खर्च किया? घर की छत टूट रही थी तो आपको वॉल डेकोरेशन 5 करोड़ के करवाने की क्या जरूरत थी? घर की छत गिर रही थी तो लगभग 1 करोड़ के पर्दे लगाने की क्या जरूरत थी? एंड माय मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज दिस, I went and checked the net worth of Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal's salary in March 2023 was increased, salary and allowances of Chief Minister from 70,000 per month to about 1,72,000 per month. And in his affidavit, he says my net worth is 4 crores. I want to ask him, forget about your salary being 1.5 lakhs or 2 lakhs, that is as per prescribed legislative norms. If your net worth is only of 4 crores and you say 4 crore ke ilawa, the only thing I own are 320 grams of gold.
Okay.
How is it that you are renovating and spending on a house which is almost 12 times your net worth?
Okay, we'll take this one by one. परविंदर सिंह सेठी, सबसे पहले तो ये बताइए कि चलिए बहुत जर्जर हालत में था, बहुत 1945 से बंगला बना हुआ था, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा, उसमें 60 लाख के कारपेट लगाने की क्या जरूरत है?
नहीं, देखिए, बड़ी हास्यप्रद बात लगती है मुझे कि हम किस बात के ऊपर डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं। एक प्रदेश का चीफ मिनिस्टर है, उसके एंटाइटलमेंट है, अभी प्रधानमंत्री का 1500 करोड़ रुपए का घर बन रहा है।
अच्छा नहीं लगता अगर पार्टी के नाम में आम हो और आप उसके साथ एंटाइटलमेंट की बात करें? आम आदमी इज लिटरली द ऑपोजिट ऑफ एंटाइटल्ड आदमी।
8,500 नहीं 8,500 करोड़ का प्लेन लेते हैं प्रधानमंत्री, 10 लाख का सूट पहनते हैं, 1.5 लाख का पेन यूज करते हैं, लाखों रुपए के मशरूम खा जाते हैं, उसके ऊपर कोई इस्तीफा नहीं मांगता। आपके पास कोई इशू नहीं है।
सर आप ये बताइए ना, आप वो सब छोड़िए, प्लेन का हम केजरीवाल जी का भी ये नहीं पूछ रहे कि उन्होंने वैगन आर छोड़ करके बड़ी गाड़ी क्यों खरीदी। वो मुख्यमंत्री हैं, उनको सिक्योरिटी मिलनी चाहिए, उनकी सिक्योर गाड़ी होनी चाहिए, बड़ी गाड़ी होनी चाहिए, वैगन आर में क्यों घूमेंगे वो?
लग्जरी कार।
सवाल ये नहीं है, सवाल ये है 60 लाख के कारपेट क्यों लगाएं सर?
नहीं तो 12 करोड़ की कार प्रधानमंत्री जी क्यों लेते हैं? 12 करोड़ की लग्जरी कार पे पैसा खर्चते हैं, ये कोई इशू नहीं है आपके पास कोई?
अब बताइए, अरविंद केजरीवाल को 50 करोड़ अपने घर की
नहीं, अब 12 करोड़ देश में गाड़ियां नहीं मिलती, हमारे देश में कोई गाड़ी नहीं बनती।
अरे सर आप क्या बात कर रहे हो? आप गाड़ी की बात कर रहे हो?
एक से बढ़कर एक गाड़ी है।
ओके, एक सेकेंड, एक से बढ़कर एक गाड़ी है। आई विल लेट मिस्टर राजगोपालन आंसर ऑन द एंटाइटलमेंट, बट बिफोर दैट ये बताइए सेठी साहब, आपने ये पर्दे देखे? थोड़ा हमें इस पर्दों के बारे में बताइए। मैंने तो नहीं देखे 7 लाख के पर्दे जिंदगी में, कैसे दिखते हैं ये पर्दे?
नहीं देखिए, एक जो सीएम आवास है वहां पे पीडब्ल्यूडी जो भी काम कर रही है,
आप पहले पर्दों का बताइए ना, हमें तो असली उत्सुकता ये है। मैंने नहीं देखे, आपको बुला के दिखाए हो तो हमें भी बताइए कैसे दिखते हैं 7 लाख के पर्दे।
अभी मैं अभी मैं ये सुन रहा था कि वियतनाम से मार्बल आया। हाँ। आज इंडिया के अंदर हर घर के अंदर इटालियन मार्बल लगता है।
मेरे घर तो नहीं लगता सर, थोड़ा सा मुझे भी दे दीजिए। मेरे घर में तो जिंदगी में कभी ना लगे इतना मार्बल। इतने में तो हम पूरी जिंदगी बसर कर लेंगे। Anyhow, let's talk about the entitlement on a serious note. These are the entitlements of a government servant, of a people's representative, Mr. Rajgopalan. Let's talk about the nitty-gritties. Entitlement.
Padmaja, as a journalist, as a person who has put in 40 years in the profession, I congratulate Times Now team for bringing out the scoop, and it is a very Sheesh Mahal operation. My understanding is Anna Hazare should comment on this now, not Sethi साहब से क्यों comment ले रहे हैं? राघव चड्डा कौन होते हैं? राघव चड्डा अरविंद केजरीवाल का अन्ना हजारे ने बढ़ाया है, अरविंद केजरीवाल का अन्ना हजारे ने भगवान माना है, लेकिन उन्होंने धोखा दिया है अन्ना हजारे का। Anna Hazare should, Times Now should send one camera to Anna Hazare to get his reaction. Second thing, he says
I told her Anna Hazare is watching Operation Sheesh Mahal. We are expecting a reaction from him very soon because he is, even as we speak, watching. But let's talk about entitlements, Mr. Rajgopalan.
Entitlement, he may be entitled, but he should resign and he should come out of the house. He must give the house to a private, 6,000 square feet total, and you spend 45 crore. That means every square feet, how much it costs? What is the colossal wastage of money? My understanding is the entitlement may be there, But you are also entitled for certain luxuries. But why should the entitlement go out of your gear? Second thing, my understanding is carpet. Your entitlement is for carpet. Why do you have this carpet of 75 lakhs? Your entitlement is for kitchen. Why do you go for an 8 crore kitchen? Your entitlement is for 19 lakhs, 89,000, whatever that. Why do you go for the 82 lakhs?
No, kitchen is 63 lakh 75,000. Just to quickly correct you, 63 lakh 75,000 spent on 2 kitchens.
But what is the entitlement? You know, as a chief minister, it is only 8,200. 8,200 a kitchen, expenses and kitchen. Why should Sahib Singh Verma also resided there? I used to meet him there. Sahib Singh Verma house, and the opposite to that is Ambedkar's house. Ambedkar will turn in his grave.
Yeah.
Suppose if we learned that it is 45 crore rupees spent on the old house, Ambedkar, who lived a very simple life.
Okay, Sanju Verma also wants to come in, but before that I want to quickly turn the page on Operation Sheesh Mahal and go to the next part, because now we are talking about walls. Now, again, talking from a very middle class point of view, when you do your walls, what is your basic expense? You think, okay, I'm going to put one waterproof paint or maybe something with a satin finish. And when you really get fancy, you say one wall will be a show wall. तो उसको हम orange कराएंगे और उस पे एक अच्छा सा design बनाएंगे. That will cost us another 20-30,000. Now let's take a look at the walls inside the Chief Minister's residence. These walls are special walls. So you had two kinds of decorations done over there. Decorative interiors on walls were worth 85 lakhs 76,000. So you had decorative interiors on walls, 85 lakhs 76,000. That was part one. And in the second part, you had more decorative interiors, which were worth 3 crores 51 lakhs. Now, I'm just wondering, these decorative interiors are just what we in common people's language call POP, like there is one plaster of Paris or a false ceiling, or does this include paintings? I have no idea, because 3 crores is a hell of a lot of money, and the total amount for prefabricated artistic wood panel adds up to 4 crores 37 lakhs, 4.37 crore rupees. And then there is also artistic stone panel, which cost an additional 58 lakhs 58,000. Mr. Rajgopalan, before I go to Sanju Verma, I want to ask you, because you go to a lot of netas' houses and all of that. What is this crores of wall panels? क्या काम होता है उसमें? क्या उसमें नक्काशी होती है ताजमहल की तरह? वहां पे ऐसे एंजल्स बने होते हैं, इसमें पानी गिर रहा होता है. What is this crores worth of wall paneling?
Let Mr. Arvind Kejriwal open up that house, let the Times Now camera, 5 cameras go there and take a picture, that's all. Take a video. You cannot explain to this. Padmaja, I have also seen lots of, I traveled at least several countries, never seen such a luxury. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, you came to power as Aam Aadmi, now you have become an Amir Aadmi. This is not the way in which you should. You must come out of the house very quickly. Tomorrow you must vacate as Rahul Gandhi.
Love to. This is an open invitation. Please, I think more than us, the people of Delhi would love to see, because it's truly a thing of beauty. If so much money is being spent, we should also get to see, Sanju Verma. You should also get to see. Everyone should get to see, because maybe you could pick up a few tips. We could do like a Crore Bagh version of this, slightly cheaper, but maybe as beautiful. Sanju Verma.
Okay. Padmaja, I hate to say this, but I have to make one disclaimer here. I stay in a sea-facing penthouse in Mumbai, in one of the most expensive pieces of property in India. But I'm very proud to say that, my multi-crore residence is entirely the work of my hard-earned money, having drawn multi-million dollars worth of salaries in MNCs before I joined politics. So I want to make one thing very clear. Staying in a palatial house, decorating your house with the best marble, with the best curtains, all that is fine if you've been paying your taxes legally, and if you have that kind of net worth which is built based on your hard work and salary or business. But Arvind Kejriwal, when he joined politics, I clearly remember, and I'm quoting from an article written by Ellen Berry in New York Times, 14th February 2014, where he says, I'm a very ordinary man. I've decided to join public life. I have nothing by way of savings. Okay. I do not have a single penny. I have not come here for power. If I have to give up the the chief minister's chair 100 times. I will sacrifice it 100 times for the sake of my country. My only wish is to bring
lofty ideals, great lofty ideals. He says he's done, an absolutely blemish-free brand of politics. But this runs counter to his own claims. So we definitely are expecting some kind of statement, some kind of clarification, and at the very least, one sneak peek at these lovely interiors as well. I have to take a very quick break. Sanju Verma, both gentlemen, please stay with me. A very quick break. We're back in a minute.
इनका बस चले तो सारे आम आदमियों को उठा के ये महासागर में डाल दें, पैसिफिक ओशन में उठा के फेंक दें. इनको लगता है ये आम आदमी जो है यही सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है.
There was a time when Arvind Kejriwal brandished his Aam Aadmi credentials. They were his passport to virtuosity. He swore by the simple life.
इस देश का एक एक आम आदमी टैक्स देता है. गरीब से गरीब आदमी टैक्स देता है. शीला दीक्षित के घर की बिजली 10-10 एसी लगे हुए शीला दीक्षित के घर पे. उसकी बिजली का बिल कौन देता है? हम देते हैं उसकी बिजली का बिल. हम देते हैं शीला दीक्षित के घर के बिजली का बिल.
He was the living antithesis of the VIP and VIP culture. He was the breath of humility lacking in Indian politics. But today, that muffler man has fallen to the seductions of the high life. The Latvian's life, the life of luxury and ostentations. At the height of COVID, when you hunted for meds, beds and oxygen, Kejriwal was busy building his own gilded palace. Indeed, gilded it is. Dior marble worth crores. Wood panels, bathroom fittings, closets and curtains. A vanity project to serve one man's delusions of grandeur worth 45 precious crore rupees. An ode to hypocrisy never declared to the public. An ode to insensitivity amidst Corona's deadly dance. An ode to personal aggrandizement that shatters Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi image. Super exclusive SIT investigation. Operation Sheesh Mahal. Changes perceptions, changes politics. Times now. Action begins here.